Good morning, Mike D here. I'm at my hobby table in northeast Alabama. It's not raining, it's cold, and I want to show you how to make a welder cap today. This very hat we're going to make together. If you want to tune in, I'm going to go through the whole process A to Z, how I make a hat with my pattern. I've been using since 2011, and it's working out real good, so I'd like to share that with you. I'd also like to share a picture I took yesterday of one of my fruit trees that's blooming flowers. Not good in February. With it was 25 degrees here the other night. Is it all the rain that has this going? I don't know. Have to check with Walter Reeves on that now that he's retired. But he would know. Tommy Irvin would know, I'm sure. He's definitely retired. But yeah, blooms in February are not good for any fragile young fruit tree. Here we are making a welder cap together. It's probably going to be a two-part series because it is quite long. The video will wind up being quite long. Detail from A to Z how to put this together. So welcome again to the hobby table. Miss Grace is hanging around and she's going to watch, and we're going to make a hat together. Hey brothers, sisters, friends, welcome. Let's make a hat. Let's talk about it. My pattern. I make a 6-panel hat, welder's cap, do-rag, whatever you want to call it. Something to wear under your hard hat or your headgear. I have the bill, template, front, middle, and back. So that would be 3 pieces on each side, a 6-panel hat with the bill. I've been using this pattern since 2011, and I've made between 350 and 400 hats over the years, sold or gifted, or I'm wearing them. Either way, most of them were donated on the job site. So I use 100% cotton from J&O Fabrics, mostly. I will buy local in whatever town I'm in at the sewing shop, fabric center. I do not buy fabric from the big box warehouses. I do not use nylon or a nylon blend because it stretches and it's hard to size. So 100% cotton, generic fabric here. We have green, simply folded over once, right sides out, and I will iron this. Lay out my template, my pattern, and trace it out. 1 yard of fabric, I can make 5 hats. So this yard of fabric cost me $3 from J&O. So the material is not expensive unless you want to get Star Wars or Batman or a sports team. Then yeah, $10–12 a yard. But still, if you can make 5 hats, that's not bad. It's your time that is going to be expensive. I've found I can make a hat if I sit down and stay with it from start to finish in about 45 minutes. That means starting by folding and ironing the fabric. From there till I'm ready to throw it in the wash, 45 minutes, I can get that done. So right sides out, trace out my pattern. I wind up with this. Everything cut very close to the line that you've drawn. If you go out a little bit, it's no big deal. That's going to be inside of a seam, but you want to stay as close as you can. So I didn't flip anything over. This is how it was laying as you saw it before. The back, the middle, and the front. And here's my bill. So that's ready to sit down at the machine. I also want to talk about stiffeners for a minute inside the bill to keep it in shape and from wrinkling up. If you didn't have a stiffener in the bill, when it comes out of the wash, it won't hold shape. So we'll add this as we create the hat. And you'll notice that using this same pattern, I just cut inside the line about 3/16 all the way around, so where the stiffener is actually smaller than the fabric, which it'll sit inside of. This piece, this strip, will be used inside the fabric, right around the head, as the hat sits around the ears and the forehead, to keep that part, you know, in shape. So I'll tell you, you need to iron your cotton, but do not iron the stiffener. This is not cotton, this is nylon or polyester, and it will melt or become degraded. Do not iron your stiffener. You can get stiffeners up to a baseball cap rigidity. This is pretty thin, but it works for the welder cap, the do-rag. When you have this cut out, you have your stiffeners cut out, you're ready to sit down at your machine and start putting it together, and we're going to show you that next. Okay, I want to tell you about my little machine. It's a Brother SQ9050, and I bought it in 2011. I think it was $250, so it's an investment to get started in, you know, this, but wow, is this thing paid for. So it does a little embroidery, it'll do some lettering, and it's got a lot of stitch patterns. So just something to keep in mind, that you will need a sewing machine.